Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritually Fucked podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Mulholland. Let's get into the show. Hello, everyone. Bear with me as it's been a minute since I recorded a podcast, and also I'm in a new space. And if it wasn't ghetto before, it's uber ghetto right now. I have a lot to update you on, and so this is going to be that podcast. Let's see. I moved into a new place, so I'm in my own place right now. So I actually don't have to hide in my room and record. I can do it in my living room. And so if you're on YouTube, you can see that I am in my living room and it's pretty bare, but I think that's normal when you first move, and I really have enjoyed it being pretty bare. Um, I'm kind of crazy if you haven't already realized. I'm one of those people who like cleans their walls and doesn't like a lot of dust. I grew up in Arizona and there's always dust. Colorado gets pretty dusty too, like inside. There's just always like dust. Like I dust every single day. I have one of those Swiffer fucking dusters. I'm wiping shit down every day because the windows are always open and I'm gonna go do that right now. I need some fresh air. Okay, the windows are open now and the birds are chirping. That's one thing I love about my new place is there are so many birds and I sleep with my windows open. So I gotta dust my room too, like every fucking day. And the birds come and wake me up every morning. At 4 a.m. they come and they wake me up and I said, you know what? I like this. I'm just gonna let them come wake me up and talk to me. But anyways, that's 2 minutes. Yeah, so my walls are pretty bare because I clean, I spiritually cleanse everything. And so if you have a lot of artwork, it makes it harder to do that. And so I don't know. So I think it might just be bare for this entire time of me living here. I am really in love with this space. It really is the dream place I was manifesting, at least for this time in my life. It was a big step. I was moving out of mom's house, and so I'm a big girl paying rent now, and it's a pretty big jump in rent for not paying rent and also not having any stability in jobs, and then now paying like this amount a month. But it's a good step for Taylor, and it's my dream place. It's my own apartment. It's a 1 bedroom. The balcony is on the east side, so I get morning sun. So that was my number one thing. I was like, I have to have sun, preferably in the morning, because I like to lay out on the balcony and sun my uni. And it's perfect. There's trees and there's so many birds. I want to create a bird lounge for my balcony. I've been looking into bird houses and bird seeds, and if you know any, let me know. There's like so many different types of birds here in Colorado, and I know they're not all gonna like the same seed. And so I wanna like a bird house. I want a bird lounge. Okay, like I want it hooked up for these guys. Like I want them to come and hang and eat and snack. So there's like hummingbird feeders, there's other feeders, but I don't need to explain that to you. But as of right now, I am sitting in my own place and it's great. I finally kind of finished putting everything away and together. And so there's the update on that. What else is new? I turned 30. So, hello everyone, I'm 30 years old. And people are like, "Oh, how is it? How is it?" Well, it it's it's going, okay? I've made this year a big move of steps of doing things as an adult, and I happen to turn 30, so I guess I'm just entering this new becoming. Like I feel like I have become, but we're always becoming. Like, or maybe you don't know because you're young or you're old now, but well, if you're old, you would know. But I feel a lot of patterns that were repeating for me this last year were, and even the beginning of this year, where I was coming in contact with people who were all talk. I felt like they were all talk. Like they would say something, but they wouldn't do it or follow through. And of course, the law of reflections, the law of mirrors, there's universal laws. And that law specifically is what is happening within you is going to reflect outside of you. And so I knew this pattern was coming to surface for me because it was down to show me something. And I was coming in contact with these people that were quote unquote all talk. That's how I felt they were being. And look at that. I was all talk. I found places in my life where I was all talk, where I was saying things, but I wasn't truly embodying it. And so this year, this season, this age has really felt like I've embodied and I've become that all talk girl into the walk and talk. And so I've been walking a lot into my divine right as a human being. And the biggest lesson has been safety this year. I mean, adjusting my nervous system to feel safe and stability, and talk about doing that at the same time moving into your own place. And it sounds like such a normal thing for others, but my entire existence, all my money's just coming like randomly. Well, like I don't have like a 9 to 5 job that I can just commit to, and this is where I'm learning trust, like radical trust in myself and God and life. I've been devoting a lot of time to my ancestors and my spirit team because like they're what I got. I don't have a mom or dad to lean on financially, at least. Like obviously they would never leave me on the streets, but like when it comes to like financially taking care of myself, like it's on me. And so for someone whose money just comes in sporadically, I've had to been like, okay, well, my soul is craving solitude. It's craving its own place. I have to fucking trust that this is right. And the numbers in your bank account, another thing that's come through is the numbers in your bank account will never make you feel a certain way. And because I've been in a place where I've had a ton of fucking money and I still have felt as worthless and scarcity with that amount of money. And I feel the most abundant I've ever been right now in my life because I changed the lens I was living out of, and I've really looked at abundance differently. And dude, as long as I've got a roof over my head, like I'm chilling. Like I've got food and a roof over my head, I'm good. Of course I want the other things, but I don't need them. I'm not attached to them. And I'm saying that now because I'm poor. No, I'm not really poor, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't need them, but I want them. And, like, I know I deserve them. And I will get there at one point. But right now, I'm just like, okay, food, water, filtered spring water, or remineralized high quality water, and good organic food, and a roof over my head. I'm good. And I've done that for myself. And this year's really been about proving that I can do that for myself. And I've done it. I've done it up to this point, and a lot of serendipitous things have happened lately, but I'm really loving life right now. I'm really happy. And I don't think I could have said that earlier this year at a level of where I'm at now. Like, of course I've always been like happy, but there were parts that still felt not whole. And right now I feel really fucking whole. And another thing that has happened is I published my second book, and I have so many stories around this, specifically today, specifically why I'm sitting down and chose to record today, because it is the first, I'm just going to get into it. It's the first fucking day of Cancer season. I'm Cancer rising, and I got my period. Okay, everyone? I'm bleeding today, and my period's been gone for 6 months now, and this is the exact same thing that happened when I published my first book. And if you're a boy and you're cringing, I'm sorry. Women get their periods, and that's what happens, okay? We bleed. And for me, my entire life's lesson have come through me not bleeding and then bleeding, and it's just been like this whole deal. If you don't know, my body has been my biggest teacher I think our bodies are our biggest teacher in our life, and I went through premature ovarian failure at 22. It's when your ovaries are quote unquote dead. They were just asleep for that time of my life. And I was in menopause at a young age. And, you could blame it on the Western medicine or the vaccines I got and whatever, but it was a physical manifestation. It's what my soul signed up for, to learn and grow. And here I am now to share the story. But the fact that I woke up today on the first couple days of cancer season, bleeding, after 6 months of not having it, it just is like, you can't make this shit up anymore. And so the reason this is symbolic, as I believe all injuries, all bodily things are symbolic, and I have a lot of stories behind that, is because my period was missing for 15 months a few years ago. And then I published my first book, Volume Bloom. And then my period came back 2 months later. Okay. Within the meantime, I was doing ancestral healing prayers. I was doing combo, like womb healing. Like I was doing things, but just the symbolism behind that, I'm like, of course. I publish my book. I birth something into existence. I get my period. I'm fertile. And my period was very consistent and healthy after that. And then earlier this year, when I decided to go to India and then I ended up not going, my period disappeared. And I was like, fuck. And, not going to India really made me reevaluate my life and what's important. And it actually directed me back towards my book. And I kind of been stressing. The main stress this entire year really wasn't the move. It wasn't like any of that. That was stressful, but the underlying tone was me not getting my period because I thought, oh fuck, my period's gone again. I've gained weight. I feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like this horrible trauma of being in menopause that happened to me is going to happen again. I am scared to birth into the world. That was like, I don't trust what I have to give into this world is worthy. Like that was like the underlying story I was living on, the subconscious program. And so I've really had to like rework it. And anyways, there's deeper layers to that. This is the kind of stuff I work with my clients if you're interested. Or if you're just my friend and we gossip, you get free information. But I was like, fuck, my period's gone. I'm a little unhappy with how my body is reflecting right now. It's all a reflection. Our bodies are a hologram of how we feel and think and all that. And well, they're real things to us. Okay, there are a lot of rabbit holes I can go down. I'm going to stick to the story. So we just ended Gemini season, but I still have a lot of Gemini energy in me. And so it's going on rants. But and a part of me wants to restart this podcast, but I'm not going to. Okay, I can commit, people. Yeah, I was just like, fuck, I don't have my period, whatever. I'm going to publish my book. I'm going to do that. And I published my book 3 weeks ago and I just started bleeding today on the first day of cancer season. It's just like, I think my body is passive aggressively like trying to tell me something, like I should be writing, or my period only comes when I am creating and putting it out into the world. That's kind of the message I'm getting. I mean, it's just like, how are these coincidences? I mean, you talk to a normie and they're like, oh, it's just a coincidence, you're crazy. But like, you talk to me, I'm like, I'm hyperanalyzing everything. I'm like, my cycle's only regular when I'm regularly creating and sharing. And I know that's my sole expression in this life. Like, if you look at my astrological chart, it's like very clear that I'm meant to speak. I have my Sun and Mercury are smack dab on top of each other in the 11th house, which the 11th house is this like global tech. Like, I just think I zoom out and I think of the world when I think of 11th house, because it's meant to be like global, like, and my voice, my Mercury, that's the planet of communication, is right on top of my sun sign, Taurus. It's like, of course I'm meant to speak in this life. And right, I mean, my Gemini 12th house Venus, hello, makes me a crazy delusional poet. And so when I'm writing, I'm happy. And I really want to make this a separate podcast on this, but I've really have found, I feel like the secret of life is to just wake up every day and do some. wake up every day happy. Like, how can you create a life where you wake up every day happy? Right now in my life, I have that. And I've been given tests or reminders, opportunities to really test that and see if I'm going back to old patterns or not. And I've caught myself in some old patterns. And the biggest thing when I know it's not really right for me is when I'm questioning it. When you know you're meant to do something, you will know. And then, maybe some fear or some anxiety will come up after that. But like the initial hit, you will know. And when something is not right for you and it's kind of like a question or you're confused about it and you try to make it really logical, usually it's not meant for you. That is in my experience. I don't know if it's true for everyone, but for me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the last 24 hours is when I'm not listening to my intuition, which my intuition comes through my body. When I'm not listening to my body, I make mistakes. And I've made some mistakes these past few days. I've realized for even decisions I made 10 months ago that are now like, fuck, I should have listened to my body then. I should have listened to myself then, because now I've got myself trapped. Granted, you're never trapped, but I've got myself in a place of where I'm having to undo a lot of work because I didn't listen to my intuition in the first place. Of course, I'm learning from it and it's a soul lesson and blah, 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 but I'm still just like, fuck, I should have listened to my intuition. That would have been so much easier. And that is something I really hope I teach everyone, is to listen to those knowings in your body and to learn your yes and no, and to learn when your intuition is speaking to you or when spirit is speaking to you. Another thing I ignored was when spirit was speaking to me, and I'm there. I don't know the exact clara senses. Like there's clairaudient, clairsentient. Like I fucking went through training. I couldn't even tell you. I physically feel things, like sensations around me, and then I feel them inside of my body, and then I can hear intuition very clearly. And for this one instance, I was feeling this thing outside of me and I wasn't listening to it, and let's just say I should have listened to it. And you shouldn't ignore those things. And, Western in society will tell you you're crazy and you need schizophrenic medicine, but in my case, it was not. I should have listened to that. But anyways, I wanted to update y'all and let you know that I'm great. I am doing great. And if I could teach you one thing, it's how to teach people to live a life they love. That's pretty much it. I love my life right now. I'm really fucking happy. And it's become very clear that this is something I want to teach people how to do, is to make a life they love. Because I've been in spots where I didn't love my life. And it's because I was chasing the wrong things. We live in a society where materialism kind of runs the world, which, of course, we're humans. We're meant to experience that materialism. But where's the balance? Trust me, I love material things. I love my Prada bags. I love nice things. I love organic cotton. I am a high frequency being, and so I need high frequency things. So I like the material things. I'm not shitting on that at all. The Range Rover I talk about every fucking episode. My red Range Rover. Like, I will have that one day. But it's when those things start to become out of balance and your life is being controlled by them. And so we chase the numbers in our bank account and we make that the most important thing. But the most important thing is the feeling, and the feeling you want to experience every day. And if those things are bringing you those feelings, you can achieve those things by connecting to the feelings. But you can't receive the feelings by getting those things first. And I'm going to try to say this a lot of ways because it takes a while for your brain to actually understand that. But We can manifest anything and we can create anything we want in this life. I've done it a million times, I've seen it a trillion times. But these things we're not manifesting the physical thing, we're manifesting the feeling it brings us. And so if we are constantly connecting to that feeling that we want, we attract those things. But if we are constantly trying to achieve that Range Rover by grinding and hustling and shoving away money in our bank account, but we're not connecting to the feeling we want from it, and we finally get that Range Rover, it might bring you a band-aid of a feeling temporarily of what you wanted from it. But then this feeling that you're missing for creating inside of yourself, it's going to show up in a different area. And so I've really sat with this idea of what is the feeling that I want to experience, because manifesting my own place was a big manifestation. And so I had to connect to the feeling first. I could have gotten 10 jobs and worked my life away to save up a bunch of money to go and afford rent. Or I could have just connected to the feeling. And the feeling I wanted was freedom and safety in my space. And guess what, people? I got my period. And if that is not a full sign of your body feeling safe, your nervous system feeling safe and calm, and your body feeling safe enough to let go. Another download that came today was a download, it was just a thought, was when your body feels safe, it feels safe enough to let go. And so, for example, my cycle, my body finally felt safe and content enough to release. The same goes for weight gain. People are constantly trying to suffer their body into losing weight by, kicking their ass in the gym, starving themselves. I've been there, I've done that. I'm preaching to the choir. But at the end of the day, if your body is still in fight or flight and it doesn't feel safe, it's not going to let go. And so with me holding on some extra lbs right now, which it's not a lot, but I like to be really skinny. I like to feel like a skeleton. That makes me feel light. That's a whole reflection in itself. But I like to be toned and fit, I want that tight booty, okay? And my butt is actually really big right now. And I think I'm just used to being a skeleton, and that's why I'm freaking out. But, we're all our own worst critic. Okay, I'm a girl. But anyways, I can see this protective layer surrounding me. That's what it is, okay? Our body or our mind, our RAS, our reticulating activating system filters our perceptions. Our perceptions of light. And so what we receive, I don't know. I can't explain it great. I know what it is in my head, but this is a lesson I'm learning in this life, is trying to explain things. But you have a reticular activating system. It's like it filters things through your fucking brain, and then how you see things is how you see energy. And like, so if you think you look fat, like it's just like how your brain is programmed to see you. And so anyways, that's why some people who are like really overweight are like, I'm not fat. And then you see people who are like stick skinny and they're like, I'm so fat. It's because their brain, it's like body dysmorphia, their brain is literally filtering differently. And so right now I can just see this, I can fucking see energy and I can see shit. So I can see that I don't really see the fat. Like I see a protective layer surrounding me. Okay, we're getting pretty intimate right now. I can see this protective layer I've held on to this entire year. And I had this forgiveness. And now, and what do I want to say? Forgiveness analysis. I had this forgiveness analysis today where I looked in my mirror and I said, because I've been seeing this layer of protectiveness around me. But then I said, well, I got my period. So my body obviously feels safe enough to bleed. So this protective layer, this layer of quote unquote fat that's been on me, has made me feel safe. And I fucking love that about myself. And I was able to forgive myself for like letting myself get this way or letting myself gain a few lbs. But at the same time, it made my body feel safe. And that's kind of like money. We have money because it's this physical layer, it's this physical manifestation of security or of what we've been taught. What security is money, and we save up or we build up because it makes us feel safe. But what happens when that money gets taken away from you? You probably don't feel safe anymore. That's been my experience. And so we hold on to these things. That is energetic weight. We don't feel safe, so we hold on to these things. And it manifests as physical weight in our body. And that's what I've been doing this entire year. I haven't felt safe, so I've been holding on to weight to protect me. And it wasn't until I woke up this morning and looked at myself in the mirror and said, my body feels safe enough to bleed. Oh, that protective layer that I've been holding on to has made me feel safe. So I can fall in love with that now. And now I can safely let the weight go, because if my body feels safe enough to bleed, it feels safe enough to let go. And so you bet your fucking ass that I'm going to become the fittest and rippest I've ever been in my life. We're already gone there. Yeah, I think with the weight gain, which again, it's not a lot. It's literally like 10 pounds. But like 10 pounds to me is like, I'm a model, you guys. Okay. It's measurements count to me. Okay. No body positivity here in Taylor's brain. It's one size fits all. Okay. No. I'm just being silly, but no, I'm not. I'm being serious. But okay, anyways. So I like being skinny. That's pretty much the thing. And so when I gain weight, when things manifest in my body, like it's a very loud fucking sign to me. And that's just that's how I decided to be in this life, okay? When it shows up in my body, that's when I change. When it doesn't show up in my body, I don't make a change. And so right now I'm making a change. And how your brain is working is how you're going to manifest things in your life. And so I was just like under eating and then overeating and then like eating not the right things. And so now I've really had to just rewire and reprogram my brain through meditation, through holding myself, like through working with my emotions, not deflecting my emotions or not saying my emotions are bad, but really like holding my emotions and like speaking to them. That's how I communicate with myself, is I'm a fucking poet. I never want to harp on my emotions. That's how I create in this life. It's how you manifest in this life, is through your emotions. And so if you're constantly like harping on your emotions, what do you think that's doing? It's like the more you resist, the more it persists. And so you got to befriend them. Got to befriend all. Okay? Jesus washed the feet of his enemies. Learn from him. We won't get into that. That's another episode. We love Jesus here, by the way. I do. He was a great guy. Anyways, the 3 wise men were astrologers. Did you know that? Did you? They followed the North Star. I just feel like that's important to say. Anyways, being fat. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to cut that part out. No, I won't. But this physical weight was me protecting myself. And so now that I see that through my divine eyes, I know I need to feed myself. I need to make my body feel safe, and so it can release. And so, oh yeah, it was manifesting in ways where I just was like eating very little, like eating small portions, and my body didn't feel safe in that. And so it just held on more. And so now I'm eating a fuck ton more steak, a lot more meat. I always ate meat, but like now I'm like really animal based heavy, and that's just what's been best for me. I mean, clearly my body fucking loves it. I mean, my period was gone for 6 months, and all of a sudden I started eating more like really high quality, nourishing animal proteins, and my body feels safe now. And so I started with drinking raw milk this last week, and I'm teaching my body how to drink raw milk. You know, I am someone who does get inflammation from dairy. I am blood type O. And so this podcast is really going all over the place. I'm just going to let it flow. It's cancer season. And so dairy does cause inflammation for me. So small amounts, like high quality dairy. I've been eating cheese from Europe. They actually have some cheeses from Europe at Costco. So check that out. I've been eating cheese, a fuck ton of butter, the good kind, and meats and raw milk and eggs. And it works, you guys. You hear that shit all the time. It works, okay? It works for me. It works for blood type O. I still eat sugar. I still eat fruits. I love honey. I love molasses and maple syrup. I love the sweets. Obviously, and not on an empty stomach or alone. I know there's like food combining. Food combining doesn't work for me personally because I do perform better on a balanced blood sugar diet. And so if I'm just eating a bowl of fruit or like a Twix bar, like obviously if you eat a Twix bar, it's like not great for you. But like if I just eat sugar alone, it spikes my blood sugar and then I crash. So fruit always has to be paired with a protein. And I know some experts or some people will be against that, but this is what works for me. Trust me, I've tried fucking everything. I need well balanced macros plates. Macrobiotic, I think that's the word. I don't know. I just say blood sugar balance. I need protein, carbs, and fat equal, or fat and protein. I've just been doing a little less carbs actually lately and doing more fat and protein and sugars. But I guess sugars are carbs, but they just digest in your body differently. But if you are my friend and you've ever been out with me or vacationed with me, this is my top priority. I'm like, okay, you guys, I can't just eat a banana. Like, I need a banana and some nuts and a beef stick. Like, I can't just like drink a lemonade. Like, I need to eat this with a meal. And so whenever I go to farmers markets and there's like, if it's honey, I can do that. That's fine. I have a relationship with honey and bees and like all that. So honey, I could eat all throughout the day. But when I'm at the farmers market, I'll like take samples and I'm like, okay, I have to go eat this with something else, like a fruit sample. I'm like, okay, I need to wait until I can eat this with some meat. And that sounds kind of crazy, but this is just what works for me. If you want to see a monster, feed me some sugar and leave me in a room for an hour. I will spike and then become very hangry and then crash. And I think a lot of people don't know that they have a blood sugar problem, but they're like eating not blood sugar appropriate and then they're having like extreme anxiety or hunger pangs. And I'm like, dude, where's your protein? Like, you're having anxiety because your body needs like stability. It needs a foundation. It needs fuel. All you ate was crackers. Like, what do you think that's going to do? It's going to fucking spike you. Oh my God. Some of these gluten-free breads, you guys, even if I eat eggs and toast with this gluten-free bread, the Boulder Bakehouse or whatever the fuck it's called, my blood sugar will spike. I will spike and crash and then become hungry again. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So seed oils too. That bread has seed oils in it. So seed oils do that to you. But that's a lot of information you probably didn't know. I really wanted to come on here and share, what's been alive in my life, and that even if you look at the beginning of this podcast, like that would be a journey to go re-listen to those because I was in a place of spiraling and I feel like a grown-up right now. I'm really in a happy place. And again, not that I was unhappy, but I'm really fucking happy now. And I think sometimes we go through those seasons because they show us what we don't want. And so if you are in a season and it's hard for you, perhaps it's there because it's showing you what you don't want and it's giving you the tools that you will need for your next up level. I don't believe we ever have to find someone new to become or we have to get rid of our old selves. I believe we're just entering new levels and new versions of ourselves. And last season, let's say the beginning of the year, was showing me everything I didn't want. Or it was kind of in that path of becoming really loud and showing me what I didn't want. Because my soul knew. But when you don't listen to those little nudges become really fucking big. And I was getting a lot of hit in the face with a lot of things going on in my life right now, or back then. And I was like, I can't fucking live like this anymore. Like, I have to move out. I have to publish that book. I have to learn to fucking love myself no matter what I look like, because no matter what I look like, I'm here. That is being human. You can't change it. You can only change the lens you're living out of. And that lens of spirit and source is love. And so I hope you find that for yourself. And I hope this was a great update. I'm here in Boulder, Colorado. I'm sorry I didn't move back to Arizona. Sorry, everyone. One day. I have a lot of big dreams, and I would love to have my own place in Arizona, but I do go back often. Right now, I just want a space and a place to feel free. And freedom right now is in the mountains. It's dog sitting. That's what I'm still doing that. I'm dog sitting. I'm doing modeling gigs here and there. And when I'm not doing any of that, I'm writing. I'm at home. I'm podcasting. I'm creating. I am doing this for free. Okay. Podcasting, I actually pay to do this. I pay to share my story because I know it's part of my soul path. It's really important to me. I think we're all here to share something. And so I'm sitting here, I'm paying to share a story. I'm paying to publish my book. I'm paying to get my art out there. I'm watching my friends do the same thing. And I think we're all here to just express ourselves in this human expression or human form. That's why I love astrology so much, is because we're all come from spirit, but we're all different expressions of ourselves. We're all our own soul. And let's just be different. Let's fucking be different. Let's be crazy. Let's be unique. Let's just do our own thing. And no one wants to be the same person. No one's going to do the same thing. I mean, there's 1,000 and trillion podcasters out there, but no one's going to be like me. And no one's going to be like you. So, like, what's stopping you? What's stopping you is not made of you. And so there's my TED Talk for today. It's my first day of my bleed, if I haven't said that enough. So I'm kind of like in this chill, underground mood. I think I have a list of like 50 podcast episodes I want to film. So that's definitely something that is going to happen when I have the time, or create the time to sit down and record that. So anyways, I adore you so much. Thanks for being here. If you've been a listener for this whole time, and I know there are some of you out there, I just want to say thank you. Truly. You don't ever have to tell me, because I know. I know. And if you feel called, I would love a review. Those definitely do help. Some asshole gave me a 1-star review, which I know who it is, so... Like, what the fuck? Like, who just gives 1 star? Like, you have something against me. Anyways, that's a whole other story. And still light and love. I hope you live a great life. Okay? And I'll see you next time. Bye.